Sometimes I always tell people we don't have to look like our problems. My name is Sharney. I am a 2-time cancer survivor at the age of 30. My faith has carried me through many things. When I was 28 years old, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I was not the first person to be diagnosed with breast cancer or any form of cancer in my family, because it is a long history genetically for us. So unfortunately, I had to go through this journey. And so many times I wondered, how would my life be now? So my uncle is saved and has been saved for almost 40 years. My grandmother actually said that he came to her and he spoke to her about watching a pastor, a well-known pastor on TBN, and his mother had been healed from cancer.
And I'd been well all my life, and then all of a sudden was struck with the news of cancer of the liver, with a tumor the size of an orange. If I hadn't had hope in God and His Word, I would have died.
As soon as he heard that, he went into a 3-day fast for me while I was in hospital, and I was experiencing the worst symptoms from a brain tumor that they later realized was then the brain cancer. Besides the cancer now, we had brain surgery as well. And everyone, like I said before me, that was diagnosed with cancer in our family did not have the same approach when the cancer came. Sometimes we did panic and we did stress about it. So needless to say, as a family, we needed to try a new route. And I picked up on being spiritual about it, praying about it instead of panicking. And things like, in programs like hearing stories from other survivors, as Joel Osteen's mother, who was healed from cancer after they had this amazing time of showing the viewers what his mother was going through. So in their vulnerability, my family could learn from that. And my grandmother could not wait to tell me through all the tears that she had finally found a pastor that she could rely on during the time that I was going through this. So that is definitely an amazing way to hear how TBN has still been playing a role in our lives. So after I came out of the hospital and I was then told I was given the all clear, we definitely believe that my story was definitely a miracle.
Hope, victory, strength, victory.
When I was released from hospital, before the surgery, doctors said that I would have difficulty walking, so I would have to go to rehab. I would be in a coma, I would be on a ventilator, but I came out singing of the goodness of God. And these are all songs that I listened with my praise and worship team at the time when I was still part of Disciples in Action at Methodist Church. Just going back to my youth days and thinking about how we would listen to CC and BB Winans and Yolanda Adams on TVN at the time. So that was one of the most emotional times of my life, but also I was uplifted by so many other stories and just the impact and the influence that my family could remind me. I am finally here to sit and testify to everyone else that I am not only a walking miracle, but by the grace of God, being sufficient for us all. If this can happen to me, I believe that God can be your savior as well in everything you do. Now, needless to say, my daughter will hear all the stories that I have learned from TBN as well, and I can also now teach her things as how to cope during those tough times. And it is through the grace of God that I can sit here today and actually tell my testimony. So if you have not watched TBN yet, what are you doing with your life? It is definitely for all ages. Like that little girl when she was 7, when she started watching BB and CC Winans and Yolanda Adams, listening to praise and worship, and the amazing sermons as well. I am glad to be a product of TBN from such a young age.